This is the green water flow stop, prototype 1110-6F. Now, why this is important? The flow stop is extremely critical for the green water system, and the reason for that, it will be used in multiple products for the green water company. The flow stop is based on knowledge that many engineers have in the Ottawa area from the Rideau Canal system. The Rideau Canal system is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and is the largest slack water system in the world. It was built by the British in the 1800s, and it was used to bring military equipment through Ottawa and up to Kingston in an effort to circumvent the French and American potential invasions that may have happened at that time. The reason why I mention the slack Rideau Canal system is that the slack water system is one of the principles we've used for many of the green water products, because the slack water system does not require electricity, it does not require pumps. And this flow stop then becomes a critical piece in many of our products, and that's why I wanted to do a separate video on it. Now, if you look at the flow stop mechanism, the flow stop really is a off-the-shelf plumbing item that can be bought in China for about $3 or $4 and sold. You know, our value will probably bring that to $20 or $30. What happens, as you can see, this is a standard household 4-inch pipe, and this 4-inch pipe is what you find in most plumbing of most homes. It could be a 6-inch, it could be a 3-inch, but in this case this flow stop is in this 4-inch pipe. Now, how this flow stop works, if you look closely at this mechanism, you will see as this pipe fills with water, there is a little, it looks like a funnel actually under this right there, and when the water rises in the pipe, this funnel or this air pocket lifts up, and then the higher the pressure of the water, the more it jams itself into this flow stop, and that stops the water. So to make this relevant to the green water systems, what would happen, for example, if this device was installed on the storage tank within a building, as the water from the outside came in, or as the water from sinks and bathtubs came into the cistern, the green water cistern would fill up, and as it filled up, at some point we don't want it to overflow. So what would happen is, as it fills up, this mechanism would engage, it would stop the flow of water into the cistern because it would be full, and then the water would then be diverted to either an outside source or into the regular sewage output of the building. So that's why this is critically important. Also, it is critically important, for example, for the green water flush system. So the green water flush system, which is situated under a bathroom sink, as the bathroom sink tank, as the bathroom sink green water tank fills, we don't want it to overflow and flood the premises. So in that case, we'd be converting or using a 2-inch adapter. So I will just show you how this would work. An adapter would be put on, and in order to accommodate a normal 2-inch drain that you find in most businesses and homes, the adapter, of course, as you saw, is in here, and as the water in the flush green water flush rose, it wouldn't flood, because what would happen is it would stop at this stage and jam the pipe, and then any diversion water would then come back into the normal drain, which would come off the pipe, as you could see just from my hand movements there, would come off the pipe and go into the normal sewage drain of the home. So you can see that this flow stop becomes a critical piece of the green water systems, because the flow stop really is this is the model. We looked at many of them. This particular model seems to have the ability to easily be installed by plumbers. It's very inexpensive, and it will be used on multiple products within the green water enterprise. So I wanted to allow you to understand how this flow stop would work and its importance in the overall green water system. It is also important to note at this stage that the flow stop does come in multiple sizes, so it can fit in 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, up to 10 inch pipes, and is really a industrial grade, long lasting, 50-year type product. As you may have seen earlier, and I'll see if I can take this off. As you may have seen earlier, the actual flow stop is made of brass and industrial rubber. So you can see the brass and industrial rubber. And the other interesting thing is that the bolt that you see there can be adjusted for different water pressures. So if it's a slack water pressure, in other words, if the water is just flowing in from gravity, it just needs a loose setting. But if the water is flowing in from a much higher pressure, let's say municipal water, it can be tightened so it can accommodate the much higher pressure. So it's quite a useful piece of equipment, and will be used in many of our designs. And the interesting thing is, as we surveyed people and asked them what they knew about flow stop type mechanisms, I would say 99% of people had no idea what they were, which means that we're adding a large degree of value, not only adding the flow stop, but also understanding that people don't really understand how plumbing flow works. So the value that we can bring to the green water systems that we're going to be selling them is quite high, because we've put the thinking into this into this type of mechanism. Okay, so that's really important in terms of understanding that the flow stop will be used in many of the green water products, and that's everything on this particular segment.